Well, it's a very windy day here in Winnipeg in January, and I'm watering the garden. By which I mean shoveling the snow from the sidewalk uphill onto the yard rather than on the boulevard, because it'll have a better chance of soaking in and then trickling down to the boulevard. As well as, you can't see it so much now with how much snow we've gotten, but we leave all the plants in place, so they act as like a snow fence to catch the snow and hold it in place. This is one of the few places in the world where you can put up a barrier, such as like a living hedge even, or even just a piece of snow fence, and actually capture precipitation. Leaving the plants there means that the bugs have some habitat over the winter too, so they're in the yard first thing come spring. And here along the side of the house, you can't see them because they're covered up, but one is here and the other is just up here. There's window wells, but we took like a plastic window well cover, threw it over top of there, shoveled some snow on top, and now there's a whole lot less condensation on those windows. We'll probably have to get them replaced sooner than later, though they're pretty old. And here in the backyard, it's the same thing. We're shoveling uphill onto the raised garden beds. And you may have seen in our previous video, if not, go check it out, but that all these pathways between the raised beds, and actually up front too, is what we call a water battery. So all the pathways are a 2-foot trench filled with wood chips. And that means that they'll soak up all the water that melts off here come spring. And it's the same thing in the back lane even. Shoveling from the back lane into the yard, because we've had very low precipitation for the last 13 years, and so we want to soak up every bit of this snow that we can come spring. And that's something too, is that you got to have good soil if you want to soak up the snow melt. You got to have your dandelions and your earthworms, all that kind of stuff, breaking up the soil, turning it into a sponge instead of a compressed hockey puck. Otherwise, when it melts, it's just going to run off into the sewer system. Whereas with this type of a setup, it's going to soak in and it's going to be good for a long time.